Draft week is officially here. Welcome into this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports Talk. We're here with you. Thanks for joining us. Chiefs GM Brett Veach has already revealed some of his plans for the 2025 NFL Draft. We'll show you what he had to say, give you our reaction, and more coming up on today's show. Before we do that, my friends, we made it a goal around here just a few weeks ago that we wanted to get to 70,500 subscribers on the channel before the draft. Well, draft starts on Thursday, and we are 14. That's all. 14 subscribers away from 70.5 thousand on the channel. If you're a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan, this is the channel for you. You need to subscribe now. We'll be live on Thursday and Friday for the 2025 NFL Draft. And all week long, we'll continue to bring you draft coverage with our daily news and rumors, along with our breaking news, Q&A mailbags, live shows, and more. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Chiefs GM Brett Veach, within the last couple of days, he teased that some major changes are on the way to the Kansas City Chiefs roster by way of the 2025 NFL Draft. And there's one position in particular that we're going to focus on today. That is, here's more from Veach. The running back class is probably the deepest class in the draft, and I think you can get a really good player from round 1 through 5. So with all these players, you have a few bad weeks away from having no depth at all. I think it's a good likelihood that one of these players ends up on our roster, and hopefully they're a dynamic returner. So let's break that down piece by piece of what the great Brett Veach just told us here. Sounds like he's interested in drafting a running back between rounds 1 and 5, okay? So that's the first part of this. Also looking for a running back with return skills. And you think about Samaje Perine's gone now. He was one of your primary returners last year, so you're looking for a running back that kind of fit into that Samaje Perine type role that was there previously. This makes a ton of sense for the Kansas City Chiefs, that not only would they look to add a running back, as we know this team needs some help finding their long-term running back for the future, with some question marks about if they're going to give Isaiah Pacheco a long-term deal. The last we heard was that that's not in the works right now, and Kareem Hunt, of course, is year-to-year at this point in his career. And by looking at somebody that's got return skills, that also tells me they're looking for somebody that's different than Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. All right? Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt are both power backs with not a ton of breakaway speed, with all due respect. I like both guys, but that's not what they do. That's not their area of strength. So this means that the Kansas City Chiefs are looking for a speedy running back. As of right now, if you look at that running back room, there's not a lightning game changer in that running back room. It's a solid running back room. Don't get me wrong. This is not a knock on these guys one bit. I'm glad Pacheco and Hunt and company are here. But there's something missing. And we saw that in the postseason last year in this run game. So they're looking to fix that problem and address it between rounds 1 and 5. Who could that be? Let's go over some names in just a moment. But first, let's ask you, our pinned comment today, your chance to be the GM here at the Chiefs Report. Should the Kansas City Chiefs draft a running back? It's our pinned comment today. You got two options here. Type D for draft, P for pass. Way in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Recently, I went with the fam down to Oklahoma City to watch the Thunder in action, and I'm feeling pretty good about them, by the way, their chances of winning the NBA title. What a win the other day against the Memphis Grizzlies. And I saved big money on tickets with Game Time, and you can save big money on tickets with Game Time too. Think about this, folks, all right? You get your tickets on Game Time, and the money that you're saving, all of a sudden, I got some more cash that I could be spending on food, drinks, merchandise. And with Game Time, it makes it much easier if you got a large group to get tickets where everybody can sit together and come with you. Whether you're going to a Kansas City Royals game, maybe you want to see Sporting KC, the current, whatever it may be in Kansas City. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Choose your seat. See if you like that seat or not. Then you are checking out just like that on Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, where you can save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Game Time makes last minute ticket buying even easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best deals in the stadium. They have their zone deals where you can save even more when you choose the section and let Game Time choose the seats. Their all-in pricing is also included. Toggling this feature shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. They have their seat views where you get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price is guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. So the Chiefs' rushing attack in 2024 had its fair share of issues, and for a number of reasons that we can point to, whether it was the offensive line having problems, whether it was the running backs not staying healthy, and even when they came back from injury, not necessarily fully up to speed. Last year, the Chiefs ranked 26th in the NFL in rushing yards per game, 101.2 to be exact. And the running back room that returns as of right now includes Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, Steele, and Ingram at this very moment. But based on Veach's comments and what we've been telling you previously, we have every reason to think that help is on the way. And the good news for Chiefs fans, there are plenty of good options for the Kansas City Chiefs to select from in the running back class in 2025. One of the best running back draft classes we have seen in quite some time. Here are the top 10 running backs in this year's draft, according to the nerds at Pro Football Focus. Ashton Jeanty out of Boise State. He's expected to be a top 10 pick. He won't be there. Amari Hampton from North Carolina. He's expected to go top 20, probably to the Denver Broncos. So he's likely gone. But then after that, that's when you start to see, okay, Veach mentioning rounds 1 through 5. Here's where opportunity opens. You could go Cam Scatterbo, the running back from Arizona State, who had a fantastic season with the Sun Devils, helping lead them to the college football playoff and a Big 12 title. Dylan Sampson, he was the heartbeat of Tennessee's offense this past season. He was a phenomenal running back for the Tennessee Volunteers. Caleb Johnson, also an option. I like Johnson a lot. He was extremely productive, but his running style for me is a little too similar to that of Pacheco and Hunt. Might not necessarily be the running back I'm looking for there. Then you got the Ohio State running backs. You got Travion Henderson as well as Quinshawn Judkins as two potential options, both very solid backs. R.J. Harvey ran for a ton of yards at UCF. He was a guy that was very useful in Gus Malzahn's offense. Then there's David Martinez from Miami. And rounding out the top 10, a name that folks around here should be very familiar with, DJ Giddens from the Kansas State Wildcats as well. The thing that I look at for all these running backs, they're so loaded. There's not an obvious choice for the Kansas City Chiefs to pick from. In fact, I don't think that's a bad thing, but it puts you in a position of strength where, as you're trying to address other needs, like the offensive line and edge rusher, you don't have to necessarily attack the running back position in rounds 1 or 2. Even though Veach is saying he's looking at rounds 1 through 5, this is something that there's enough depth you can wait till later potentially and still have some good options. The Chiefs in total have met with 6 running backs with pre-draft meetings, including Damon Martinez from Miami. They took a top 30 visit with him. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, they also took a top 30 visit with. Ollie Gordon, one of my favorite running backs in the country out of Oklahoma State, won the Doak Walker Award a couple of seasons ago, and has a very good blend of both power and speed. The Chiefs met with him at the NFL Draft Scouting Combine in Indianapolis back in March. Then there's Devin Neal, who back on April 7th, he was a part of the regional combine that the Chiefs hosted at their facility, where they brought in players from all around the area in Kansas and Missouri and others, and they held a one-on-one meeting with Devin Neal there. Shamar James is another back they met with at the NFL Draft Scouting Combine, and then Shunderick Powell they also met with at the NFL Draft Scouting Combine. So you can see, based on these 6 running backs that they've talked to, that they're doing their due diligence. And one thing I would say, even though Brett Veach says that he's looking at running backs between rounds 1 and 5, of the 6 guys they visited with, none of those guys are projected to go in the first 2 rounds. So maybe I'm reading too much into this, which is certainly possible. But based on my inclinations here, that tells me they're not looking to use one of those first 2 picks on a running back, that they've done their homework on guys for later on, which is perfectly fine by me. Now, it also is worth mentioning that they don't necessarily have to pick a running back that they have visited with. They could pick somebody on that top 10 list or somebody else potentially. But nonetheless, I think we feel pretty certain, pretty safe to say that a running back will be selected at some point between rounds 1 and 5. Who will be? That remains to be seen. Who do you think it should be? Name a running back the Chiefs should draft. You're on the clock. Get in that comment section. Let us know a name you'd like to see end up in Kansas City. For continuing draft coverage all week long, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.